Friday, November the 4th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, one of the island's leading campaigners for disabled in Barbados says enough is not being done for those in this particular community. President of the Senate, Carrie-Ann Eiffel, who is herself disabled, told a lecture sponsored by the University of the West Indies last night that while there's been some progress, much more needs to be done to achieve proper inclusiveness.
An inclusive Barbados also requires creative solutions that addresses the dire need for employment for persons with disabilities. Too many of our young persons with disabilities are faced with an almost impossible task upon graduating from our secondary and tertiary institutions, those that are able to make it that far. The improvements in inclusive education have facilitated more students with disabilities entering and thriving in the mainstream. But all of this is overshadowed by the difficulties they face on trying to find work upon their graduation. An inclusive Barbados requires guaranteed housing solutions, which are designed with the recognition that disabilities must be provisioned for and not be made afterthoughts.
Police are looking for a missing man. He is 64-year-old Cedric Leon Campbell of Salisbury in St. George. Campbell was last seen around 7 a.m. on Wednesday. At the time, he was wearing a blue T-shirt with the picture of a bear's face printed on the front and the back of the shirt, and a green three-quarter pants. Campbell, who suffers from dementia, is 5 feet 5 inches in height, of dark complexion, slim build, a bald head, and he has a thick grey mustache and a mole under his left eye. In sports, now West Indies wicketkeeper batsman Shane Dowich has been drafted into the ODI squad to play in the Tri-Series in Zimbabwe later this month. This follows his heroic efforts in Sharjah, which helped West Indies to a rare away test win. And fast bowler Miguel Cummins was also brought into the 15-member squad, with experienced batsman Marlon Samuels being left out. Samuels had an average run against Pakistan in the tests, scoring a half-century in the first test, but failing to get past 30 thereafter in the just-ended tour of the United Arab Emirates.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Read all about it, read all about it. Get your paper, only $2.25, let's get your paper.
You again with that stale news from yesterday. I got the Barbados Today app on my phone, and I just get my news for free.
What do she?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
What Maisie, this Christmas will be the best Belgian Christmas for we. Maisie, it is all because Republic Bank just like Santa Claus. Maisie fix up the kitchen and a new TV we get in. A special time to commemorate. Republic will help you celebrate.
Get ready to celebrate 50 years of independence right through to the best Bajan Christmas ever with a Make It Happen loan of up to $50,000 from Republic Bank. Give your home a good old Bajan sprucer, buy some new furniture and appliances, or take an after-holiday trip to visit loved ones over and away. You could also be one of our lucky winners to share in fabulous prizes. Just visit any branch to apply. Go to republicbarbados.com or call us at 227-2700. We're also available via Skype and FaceTime. Special conditions apply.
In Bajan style, it will be great with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back with news from the region now. That 000 offer, which the Trinidad and Tobago Finance Minister Combe Imbert said he has already made to trade unions, is causing a political firestorm across the country. Now, the Prime Minister, Keith Rowley, says he knows nothing about such an offer.
No 0 offer has been made. The minister spoke in a vacuum, and that is why I am able to say the government of Trinidad and Tobago is not being represented at that basis.
The Prime Minister, after the weekly cabinet meeting, seeking to extinguish the political fires ignited by comments made by the Finance Minister that are causing heated tensions with the Labour movement. The Prime Minister began his address at the post-cabinet news conference complaining that the media did not cover his speech at the IMF forum at the Hyatt Regency Hotel yesterday, and then he addressed the reason why that speech did not get the coverage he had anticipated.
Trying to cut back on expenditure on goods and services, wage restraint. I've already told the trade unions that from 2017 to 2020 our offer will be 0, 0, 0.
Just for clarification, when the Finance Minister did mention 0, 0, 0 as the government's offer, he was speaking with basically your approval?
But if you insist on talking about the 0, 0, 0, it was also clarified that that was his opening gambit.
And on the international scene, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey say it has been made aware of a potential terror threat around Election Day. The Port Authority manages all the transport hubs and routes in the heavily populated area of New York City and northern New Jersey. This was first reported by Reuters and confirmed by the BBC. Earlier, CBS News reported that U.S. intelligence had found evidence that al-Qaeda was planning an attack on the U.S. on Monday, the day before the election. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have a simple closing argument for voters. A loss in Tuesday's election would be catastrophic. With 4 days remaining before the election, the White House rivals are speaking in increasingly stark terms about the stakes of the race. Clinton is portraying Trump as someone who doesn't care about minorities and women. Trump is arguing that Clinton flouts the law and says their administration would be consumed with constant investigations and distracting scandals. Meanwhile, the final get-out-to-vote flurry begins.
And about 31 million people in 38 states across the nation have already cast their ballots. So let's dig in a little bit on 2 specific states that are getting a lot of attention from the candidates, as you noted. Those states, Florida and North Carolina. Let's first go into Florida right now. A little more than 4.2 million people have already cast their ballots in the Sunshine State. If we go a little bit deeper right now and see who has an edge, well, right now the Republican Party has an edge by about 16,000 ballots returned up to this point. Not a huge lead, but significant, and very significant for this reason alone. If you go back to 2008 right now, Democrats had a 73,000 vote lead at this same time, Jake. Very troubling right now for the Democratic Party. Let's go a little bit deeper, though, in Florida and look at some of the demographics of those who are voting at this point. If you look right now, African Americans account for about 12.3% of the electorate, Hispanics about 14%. We go back to 2008. So you can see right there, there's a drop-off of about 3 percentage points in black voters right now. Not good news for the Democratic Party. But what is heartening news right now for the Democratic Party?
That's news and sports. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, our screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.